Get ready to enter the vortex. The Anal Retentive Housewife, starring Vandita. Today's episode, All Tied Up.
And welcome to another episode of the Anal Retentive Housewife. Today's episode is called All Tied Up. And we're going to talk about tying cords, extension cords, stereo wires, things like that. So first I have my handy beverage because it's really hot under the lights when you're filming. And I have a mason jar full of rubber bands. So let's look at what I have first. I have all kinds and sorts of rubber bands, and the rubber bands are even organized. Sorry, I have a bit of a cold. It's the fallout from the holiday season. And the rubber bands, even some of them are organized. So you can do a lot of things with this. You can color coordinate. You can organize by size. That'd be by width, or by type, rubber versus hair. Let's see, versus, we've got some nice clear ones that are really strong. Got some gold ones. The stuff for your hair actually works really, really well. Except it does cost quite a bit more than just the regular rubber bands. I found this particular kind that you can buy for your hair to be probably one of the strongest. And let's see, I don't think I have any of the bungee type in here. But you can get these little miniature bungees for your hair, and that's another good type of rubber band to use. Okay, so we've got these. And we have a whole bunch of boxes of different types of equipment to organize. So let me get these out and I'll show you. Okay, now you can see most of these have been done in the past. And those we will leave alone because those have been... Since they've stood the test of time, we'll just leave them as is. But I will just demonstrate. So all the gray wires that have these little kind of end things on them get a purple rubber band. Okay. Oops, this one has a red one. Well, we'll leave it in there. Okay. So... And I'm going to save this rubber band because what I'm noticing is that this one has been used. So we'll dispose of that, but we'll save that for later. Okay, stereo wire. Some other cable wire. And we'll just toss these back in. Again, most of these are... Seems like in fairly good order. Okay, these are all okay. Okay. And this looks like we don't really need it, so again, we'll save the band and put that to the side. Okay. Now, this one looks old. We'll put that to the side. Okay. This is an extension cord. Extension cords do not belong with stereo cable equipment cords. So we'll put that to the side. And let's see, what have we here? We've got some sort of computer wire. It's got like 4 little pins. But you'll notice it's not a round wire, it's flat on two sides. So the first thing we need to do is try to straighten it out. Then we're going to loop it over our index finger so that it comes out even like this. And then we're going to very carefully loop it back, matching the ends, loop again. Now this is a little too long to sustain a rubber band, so what we're going to do in this case is put it into thirds, and we have a nice tight little package. And we're going to put a rubber band on it. You don't want to make the band too tight, because if you do that, you'll reduce the operability of the wire. Okay. Let's see. Okay, this is a standard cord. It's round, so we don't need to worry about looping, but it's kind of a little already pre-bent, so we need to be a little careful. And I can tell that we're going to need a strong rubber band around this one. And again, we want containment sort of about 4 inches in size. And we're going to loop it, the band 3 times so that it stays in place. Okay. Let's see here. Another stereo wire. And, okay, this is going to be a little difficult. This one already has a lot of kinks in it. But we're doing the same thing. And fold and fold. Okay. All right. Now then, this is some sort of connector thing. We don't really need to put a band around it, but yet we do, because otherwise it'll just get mixed in and jumbled in with all the rest. So, and we need a small band for this one. Let's see. Again, nice, tight, contained. Now I'm deliberately picking out the, if I can get them, the stereo wires, because I'm trying to keep all the stereo wires together. Okay, this one's already been done, and it's pretty well intact, so we'll leave this be. Intact, leave it be. Same thing here. Same thing here. What I'm struggling with is just a huge bunch of stuff all enmeshed together, so it's a little difficult to. Whew. Okay, now this is a little miniature speaker for a computer or something, I don't know. But in any case, it matters not to those of us who are organizing. Now you'll see if I doubled this up, it'd be a little too thin. So we're going to divide it in thirds. Make sure all the loops are nice and even. And put a band around it. And because I think this is some sort of, there's AV, so I think it can, AV is audio visual for those of you who are old school. Okay. Now this, somebody put in here without processing it. The reason I know that is because this little nasty tie was on there. We do not use these because they don't stay. Also, this is some sort of extension cord type, and it already has some kinks in it, so I'm going to try to stretch it out, which isn't working very well. But let's see. Yeah, we're gonna have to re-stretch it. Okay. Now then, yeah, that's still not working. So we're gonna have to try to go through the entire wire and just try to press out where it's really bent. Yeah, okay. I don't know if that's really much better, but we'll give it a go. Okay. It's a little better, but this one is going to go into thirds again, because I think last time it was put into halves and then quarters. This is not working. Alrighty, hang on just a second. Oops. Okay. When halving and thirding and stuff doesn't work, I use a slightly different method. And that is, I just loop it around like this. And then at the end, when I'm done, I can just split it and then put a band around it. So all I'm doing here is just coiling it. And the reason I want to make this one a little stronger is because this is one of those foreign wire things, and I know it's not going to be used for a while, so I want to try to keep it in as good a shape as possible and yet keep it contained. What's probably going to have to happen here is, let's see, we're going to need some big strong bands, so I'm going to double up and get 2 extra thick ones. And then I'm going to double those over. And there, this is better than it was before. And we'll put this to the side along with this other extension cord. Whew, that was hard work. Okay, now this is some sort of computer wire or connector doodad. See, because it's got these little, 25 pins, 25 pins, or connectors, whatever. Okay, do the same thing, stretch it out. And then we'll bend it over like so. And again, we're going to use a thick rubber band to keep it contained, like so. Okay. Okay, another stereo item. Same type of thing. And when you're stretching it out, it's almost like you're stretching a bow, like, in archery. And this one we're going to put into thirds. And we're going to get nice and tight. And don't wimp out and get the cheapy rubber bands or even the ones for your hair. These are some of the cheapy ones, and yeah, I did wimp out. And I got these ones because they were on sale. What will happen is these will be the first to break. You're just going to be stuck re-rubber banding them like I am now, because these have to withstand the test of time and withstand the usage of people who work with computers, and they're pretty brutal on stuff. Ah, goodness, this is not pleasant. You guys can see it. This is the huge mess I'm trying to clean up here, so that's kind of makes it really hard to organize when you've got such a sty of wires. Okay, well, we'll take what we can get. Another computer thing, and this one, doubling and doubling wouldn't work, so we're going to do it in thirds, like this. And let's see, I go on a nice thick rubber band. If you get a chance to color coordinate, please do so, and try to buy your rubber bands in advance. Probably the easiest thing is just to get the same type, same color, same style every single time. Because that way you won't necessarily need to reorganize. Okay, this one, again, nice and tight stretch. Loop it with your index finger. Double and then double again. Make sure all the loops are nice and tight. And nice little package. Okay. Now this is a part, so we don't want parts mixed in with wires. Another part, we'll keep that separate. Now this, you'll notice, has been done before, but it looks like it was getting a little loose. So, can't touch that part, but we fix the problems we can and leave the rest for another day. And similar to everything else, it is perfectly acceptable to refresh a rubber band job or a tie-up job that you did before. Because sometimes rubber bands, even the best quality ones, kind of, I wouldn't say disintegrate, but break down after time. So, have this here. Okay, well, we're making slow but steady progress. This, it could be for a computer or it could be for stereo, but we'll just put it in here, so at least since it's already been done, we don't want to redo that. Here's a good example of a previous one that I'm going to redo, and then I'll show you that this was actually a two-step. See, stretch it out. Now we've got this little end piece, so we don't need to include that in. But what we do need to do is redo this, and let's see, we're going to do it in thirds. And when I divide, what I normally do is I include the ends in, because the last thing you want is the little end pieces sticking out. That sort of ruins your organization once you put it back into the box. So I put this part in, and now what we're going to do, because this is together, we're going to fold it over and just put a big old rubber band around the whole system. Like so. I am afraid I am just not making fast enough progress with this. I was thinking, my goodness, how could I possibly do this for half an hour, and yet here I've already done it, and I still have so much more to go. But working onwards. So you're probably wondering, well, how did this get this bad in the first place? Well, first of all, I hadn't redone any of these for about 2 or 3 years. Fortunately, sometimes life just gets in the way. And you don't have time. And that's why we try to do it right the first time, so you don't have to do it again. Or it'll stand up for a couple of years, so you don't have to redo it every couple of months, because the last thing we want to do is waste time. Okay. So this one, let's see here. Nice and small. And when you put the band on, you want to try to center it on your folds. And in some aspects, there's a certain zen to being organized and to doing this. So here we go. And because this has this little groove, so it's not just a round wire, what I like to do is try to get all the kinks out by just doing a quick, tight little wrap first. Okay. So again, stretch it, fold, fold again, and fold again. Make sure all your loops are in the same direction. Okay, and final step, the rubber band. Okay, and you can use the same technique when any extension cords, wires in and around the house, they're a little unsightly, and if you can't wire everything through the walls or ceilings, and not everybody can, then just wrapping a little rubber band around the longer part really improves the look, and it makes a house or an apartment to look more like a home and less like a computer equipment reseller. And on this one we will do the same thing. I want to get a good band for this one because I can tell this is going to be a problem. And again, all we need to do here is fold it over and put a bigger band around the whole system, like so. Okay, well, we're getting there. This is one of those little pesky wires, but we must have containment. And I used to just leave these, but by doing that, I'm not following my own principles. But it also increases the chaos. Well, that's all the time we have for today. Leaving you with a lot of work and leaving myself with even more wires to tie up. So, I'm the Anal Retentive Housewife saying it's not just a show, it's a way of life.